TikTok live. What's going on, everybody? I just wanted to come on really quickly and once again explain who I am and what I do. Even though I've been on and been doing this for a long time, Dr. Will Rogers, known online as MT33, Master Teacher 33. What exactly is that? Is that something that you choose? Absolutely not. Anybody just can't. I mean, you can, but it's what we call a calling. It's your destiny. It's your Diakonia. It's a gifting. So it's based upon under, over, and understanding this thing that we call, or like a lot of people call, numerology. So numerology, gematria, has to do with understanding how letters and numbers create and can be reduced to a single digit. And then that single digit number, again, has certain emanations, has certain meaning. And so it's very important because when you're talking about establishing what I do for a living, when I connect with people, it's all about under, over, and understanding, helping people find and fulfill their purpose. That's it. I know you can't really see the screen behind me, but that's all it says, Life Management Center. And so what does that mean? What's that about? Well, when we have certain innate attributes and characteristics, we're all born with, we call it personality. There's a lot of personality tests, there's human design systems, there's a lot of stuff out there. But what I focus on is three tiers. I focus on cosmology, theology, and biology. And so from a cosmological perspective, the sun, the moon, the stars, again, we're all born. We're all coming to this dimension under a specific frequency, timeline, destiny. So it all starts with date of birth. And so that little circle right there, again, and we're getting more to today, just a little short intro, because I want to start doing more lives. I want to start getting into life management system, talking about the 750-page Diakonia report, start doing and taking live calls where we do a live reading online where you give me the letters. For example, the letter A represents, again, the apex. Letter B represents balance. Letter C, again, represents the ability to create change. So each letter has a specific meaning, specific destiny, or it helps to create a specific destiny. That's basic numerology. Now there's a Chaldean system, there's a Pythagorean system. So there's a lot of different systems inside of this thing that we call numerology. I'm not really here to debate and try to figure out which one's the best and all that stuff. I leave that to all the other guys out there. Nor do I worship, nor do I bow down to. Again, this is just a system. This is a methodology. What we're talking about, life management system. What is life management system? It's all about, again, it's 50 books that I've written, 365 audios that I've done over the last. I've done thousands and thousands of audios, but I've selected 365. So that's one audio per day. But the granddaddy of it, if I can, what's my report? Anyway, it's the 750-page Diakonia report. All this information is available at the website, masterteacher33.com. Now, remember, this is a gift. I didn't go to school. So I recommend that everybody find a gift. It's like swimming downstream instead of swimming upstream or swimming against the stream. And again, welcome everybody for joining. I'm just breaking down the basics of who I am and what I do and what I've been doing. I've been in this space for 30 years. I've been online before the internet. When I started, again, I was hanging up flyers. I would sneak inside people's apartment complex, and where people would go check their mail, I did direct mailing. I had a pager. Back then there was pay phones. I've been doing this for a long time. I'm well over 60 years old. Some people say I don't look it. Hey, that's a good genes. But so I'm not new to this. So I've been making a full-time living. I got receipts, as they say, all the young folks say these days, to show proof. So again, I have files. You go to the website, masterteacher33.com. Again, I'm not a Mason. I was licensed and ordained Christian back in the day, done everything in the church, from home church to having my own church. I did all that. First marriage, 25 years. Second marriage, coming up on 20 years. 5 children from the first marriage, 2 from the second marriage. I was in law enforcement for a long time. I was in corrections for a long time. I'm an ex-Marine, spent 10 years in the Marine Corps, got out of the Marines, went into law enforcement. So I noticed something. All of my years, I noticed I never met anybody. I worked in a Supermax prison. So I never met anybody in prison who knew their purpose. Bam. The whole time I was in law enforcement, I never met or arrested a man or a woman who knew their purpose. Never. 20 years, law enforcement, corrections, code compliance, in all of the departments of corrections and all of the things that have to do with dealing with deviant behavior. Not once have I ever bumped into or ran across or arrested or caught somebody. Not that they don't do it. Not that they're not getting arrested. It's kind of like when I worked in the prison, I noticed I didn't really see very many Oriental people in American prison systems, Japanese people. Now, I was in the Marines, so I was stationed in Japan, up in Osaka, Okinawa. I went to the Philippines. I got a chance to see. I never seen that demographics inside the prison system. That's another study for another time. But what's the point? The point is where purpose is not known, abuse is never known, guaranteed. So every man that cheats on his wife, every woman that cheats on her husband, everybody that has a behavioral issue, they don't have purpose. If you're listening to me right now, you got a problem in your life, it's because you don't have, number one, crystal clear clarity of purpose. That leads to number two, that you don't have. Not you personally, but people you know. Y'all, the people that know me, they know I like to joke around, blah, blah, blah. I'm not one of these stuffy dudes just because I got a couple of degrees and got some education and some life experiences. I like to have fun. Life is too short. I just not recently, but my 19-year-old daughter from my first marriage transition passed away. She had epilepsy, blah, blah, blah. So I know how valuable life is. So if you're one of those snooty people, if you're one of those, stuck up, holier than thou people, bruh, sis, this ain't me and you, we're not going to get it, and it's not going to work. So you can keep scrolling. You can keep scrolling. Me, I'm all about having fun, but I'm all about being effective. I'm all about changing lives. See, I've done all of that. I'm way over 60. So I've seen, it ain't too much, man. Now, I ain't jumped out of no planes, thankfully. But all I'm trying to expose, and explain to you today is the importance of living your life on purpose and not on time. The importance of actually waking up in the morning knowing that you are in the space and you are being and doing what you are designed by source. The pleroma, the Peru, the monad, God, Yahushua, Jesus, Buddha, Allah. There's a lot of frequencies out there. Hey, teach his own. So again, I ain't trying to convert nobody. I've done that already. I ain't trying to save all that stuff, man. I leave that to the youngsters. I'm about one thing, fruit. That's it. Can you pay your light bill on time? That's it. I'm all about wealth, health, wisdom, and great relationships. That's it. All this other stuff, political stuff, and all of that stuff, y'all can have it. I'm interested in waking up every day and feeling love, joy, peace, gentleness, meekness, and self-control. There's a lot of discord in the world today. There's a lot of, with all of the political stuff going on, there's a lot of division. Like when I was in my 20s, I did all that stuff too. But I told you, man, I'm knocking on 70, dog. I ain't trying to, no, man, are you serious? How many more summers do I got? If I'm 70, how many more? 30? If I'm blessed, 20? My children live in the Dallas area. I'm in the San Antonio area. So do you honestly think I may see my grandkids, how many more opportunities, if I see my grandkids once a year, which is pretty about average, do you think I'm more, I got 10, 15, maybe 20 more times to see my grandchildren, to see my daughters, see my sons? My son's in active duty Navy, man. He's out in Mississippi. I just came back from down there hanging out with him. Do you think I'm going to waste my time on here on TikTok or any social media arguing and debating on people about religion? No, man, I'm interested. Are you wealthy? And if not, I can help you get there. So again, I've been, thankfully, my whole game had to be rebranded and changed when AI came out. Because as a master teacher, you can go to my website, you can see my work. You can just Google it. Matter of fact, I'm gonna make it easy for you. Pick your favorite search engine. Type in all letters, Master Teacher 33. If you're really high speed, type in Dr. Will Rogers, Master Teacher 33. And then click on images, really. Just Google it, then click on images. It'll bring up plethora of stuff that I've been doing over the last 30 years. I've written and published over 100 books. That's tough for a lot of people to understand because I did it way before. It's easy to do it now because of AI. Back in the day when I was writing and publishing books, thankfully I was smart enough to use speak to text, and I understood the value because, again, as a preacher, I was teaching or preaching every Wednesday and every Sunday. So I recorded all that stuff. And I took the recordings and translated it, especially when Microsoft got that little blue button on Microsoft where you can speak the text, and I was able to translate. So now we got AI. Man, AI is only, for me, automation. That's it. Automation. So as a master teacher, let's go back to what I said when I started. I started this short TikTok live to introduce myself to the TikTok audience. I'm a master teacher 33. People get offended sometimes of who this nigga think he is. I'm a 33. Not by masonry, not by religion, not by some secret society, by birth. So you take the month and the day of my birth and you add it all up, it comes out to the number 33. That's considered a master number. It's basic numerology. So I, like Santos Banakachi, whatever he says his last name. So I studied astrotheology and I studied cosmology. I said I can go through just so that way you guys, like to say, I like to show receipts. So let me show you a few receipts. So let you know that, hey, I am true to this. I'm not new to this. So receipts. So this is a few of some of the books. This book is entitled, because I know it's backwards, Key of Knowledge. This breaks down why most Diakonians are confused, because they took away the key of knowledge. What is the key of knowledge? Grammar, grammaria, grammatus. What is that? Letter writing. The Bible talks about this. Woe unto you scribes and Pharisees, Matthew 23. It breaks it down. This, man, if you don't know nothing about me, you never heard about me. What's the day? December 10th. Anybody that emails me, texts me, go to my website, Master 33. I send you this book for free. Just today only. Anybody watching this live, you don't know nothing about, man, who's this knucklehead on here talking about his Master Teacher 33? I'll send you this one, then you'll understand what I'm talking about. This is the God of this world. This is the cosmic grotto. This is Yaldabaoth, Sabaoth, Asmodeus, Leviathan, Belphegor, he, she, it, Samael, the blind god, he, she, it. Anybody watch that movie Hellboy? And in Hellboy, that thing that he's fighting, what was his name? In the movie Hellboy, Samael. Bam. The Apocrypha of John talks about this. This book, blow your cookies. I give this, anybody that emails me at Dr. Will Rogers 33 at gmail.com. So it's Dr. Will Rogers 33 at gmail.com, or just reach out to me on TikTok and say, hey, Doc, I saw your live. You said you got a free book. You're just giving out to introduce yourself to everybody. I'll send that one to you. This one right here, this is a big one right here. This is over 600 pages. This is the body of the temple. This shows you that it breaks down. Remember, 100 grams, you can prove me wrong. 100 grams, you can prove me wrong. This shows you that your body actually is the Bible. So the Bible and the body are both the same. So in this book, I break all of this down. I break down the biology of the temple, just like it says in the Bible. Do you not know that your body is the temple of the Ruach? All I'm doing is showing some receipts of the over 100 books that I've published over the last 30 years since I started this. Again, this stuff is hazardous, as is most of the stuff that I talk about, hazardous to your belief system. Again, this is called the biology of the temple. Cosmic Grottor, Key of Knowledge. Oh yeah, this one right here. This one is really good one. 7 Seals of Satan. There's 7 essence that break down why your soul is in reverse. Most Diakonians, that's colored folks, they are suffering from the side effects of Willie Lynch. They're still in mental slavery. They're still under the spell of, now, depending on your level of awareness, you understand that the Satan and the serpent are the same thing. Again, depending on your level of awareness, but we're talking about the 7 seals of Satan. This is a granddaddy, emotional cords. How to break emotional cords, demonic soul ties. A lot of people suffer from this, from old relationships, from, trauma bonding and trauma abuse. A lot of people go through and have problems with that. Again, just introducing myself, going through some of my 100 plus books that I've written and published over the last 30 years that I've been in this space. This is what I was telling you about today. I have a sale from a previous video. You can watch it from now until December. I think we said December the 16th. This is the 750-page Diakonia report. If you don't have everything in this book, 750 pages, tells me everything about me. So in the morning, if you got kids, with my grandkids, all my children, this is how I knew what their purpose were. So I could stop stifling as a father, as an ex-Marine, and somebody's in law enforcement, somebody's in corrections. I was very overbearing, we'll put it that way, until I found out how I was stifling my own children's creativity because I was trying to make them little versions of myself. Back in the day, man, I didn't get no manual on how to be a father. By my first daughter, I was 21. I ain't know nothing about being a dad. And so I made a lot of mistakes. And I break how not to make those mistakes by allowing your children to be who their personality, who God designed and gifted them to be. So this is the granddaddy. It comes free with the life management system, which is behind me. Now, once again, the life management system, all of these books I'm showing you is included. 50 books that I've written is included. It normally sells for over $1,000, $9.99. That system is on sale for $2.99 through the 15th. It comes with this you give me your name, your date of birth, I put it into, now I got it on the app. It used to take me, when I started, man, I did all this by hand. It's crazy. Man, I love artificial intelligence because all it does is automate. It just amplifies. So I don't use artificial intelligence because I understand what it is. Hopefully you do too. That's another study for another time. But in conclusion, I said I wanted to keep this short today. Again, and I'm going to start doing more lives, start taking more calls, start doing live readings so that way I can show you how purpose is automatic. So if you're life path number 1, you're a leader. The dark side of being a leader is you are a dependent follower. When I meet somebody, they give me their name, their date of birth, I do their numbers. I create that little chart right there that you see on my wall, because that's my chart. That same chart is on here, this little circle. That tells me everything about you. When I say everything, I mean everything. If you want to start a business, most people start a business that they want to go into. They don't know that they were born with the business inside of them. How do I know? I have this circle. If you look at this circle, this tells me the word circle means kirka, or it means church. So if you see, this says goal. You can't make up a goal. God gave you one. You was born with it. Goal. Goal statement. Objective statement. Dream statement. Action statement. Responsibility statement. Mission statement. As a matter of fact, because I know it's backwards. Let me see if I can flip this camera around so that way you guys can actually see it. Because this is I think this is my second live that I've done. But again, I'm still figuring out the whole live thing, how it works and all of that good stuff. So I don't know, how do you flip the camera? Let me see. Oh, there we go. Hey, y'all can see the other part of the one. So, all right. So how do you flip the camera? Let me see. Oh, there we go. Hey, y'all can see the other part of the one. So, all right. So let me see. Whoops, sorry about that. My apologies. I'm going to give you guys a headache. All right. Don't pay attention to my messy office. So, as you can see, all I'm doing is showing you just a little glimpse into what's included inside the life management system, what I do for all my clients, what I've been doing for the last 30 years. So I tell everyone that enrolls, take the life management system, they get what I call a business ecosystem that is purpose-based. What I mean is, don't start a business because you already are a business. So this goal, or this number is my goal. So if I look at my chart, the goal, the objective, and the dream, my goal in life, I was born to be creative. Another word for the number 3 is a creator. 3 plus 3 is 6. 6 is the color alchemy for that number is blue. And so that means compassionate communicator. So I'm a very creative creator that uses compassion to communicate. That's what I'm doing right now. So this is in my DNA. I didn't go to Harvard, Yale, Brown, or some historically black college. See, the biggest mistake that we make in life is if we choose our identity instead of unlocking this. See, the biggest mistake that we make in life is if we choose our identity instead of unlocking and aligning with it. You can't be anything you want to be, even though that's what they tell you at Harvard, Yale, Princeton, Brown, or some historically black college. So my whole life changed when I got in line with my God-given design. And I call that, I was just doing another show, I call that the God Mode. This is my Facebook page. So again, this is another book of the 100 plus books that I've written that talks about God Mode. God Mode is when your identity lines up with the innate attributes and characteristics that God gave you. So going back to my business. So I changed my whole life and I started doing these 750-page reports. That's the first thing that I did for all of my clients. Again, I'm well over 60 years old. I've been doing this for 30 plus years, full time, making an income. Ex-Marine, ex-law enforcement, ex-corrections, worked in a Supermax prison for many years. And I saw inside the prison, this is the website that everybody should go and check out. It's called DiaKoniaReport.com. That comes free with the life management system. But again, just introducing, not really selling anything tonight. I have the book that I told you guys that I would give everybody who's listening if you just email me at drwillrogers33@gmail.com, and I'll send you out the book Cosmic Grotto for free. But if you go to the website, DiaKoniaReport.com, so that way you can see what's all included in this 750-page document. That's all about you. It just reveals, explains, illuminates, and simplifies who you are innately. This is not learned behavior. When I meet somebody, they tell me what they've learned and their life experiences. That's cool. That's great. That's not you. You're not your learned behavior, even though that's what everybody tell you. You have innate attributes and characteristics that was given to you by source code. Whether you call it Jesus, Buddha, Allah, the monad, the pleroma, the plu, man, just pick one. Yeah, that's all frequency, waves, vibrations, anyway, it's all energy. But that's another study for another time. Again, I'm not here to hurt nobody's feelings. I know we all got beliefs. You have beliefs, but you're not your beliefs. That's another study for another time. All I'm simply expressing, exposing, expanding to you today is you see the world the way that you are, not the way that the world is. So that I do. I do the same thing. I have a lens. This is my lens that controls how I see the world. That circle is my life optimization circle. Everything about me is in that circle. That's how I do my therapy. 30 plus years, I've never had a complaint. I've never had someone who says, Doc, this 750-page document that you gave me is incorrect. 30 plus years of doing this, I've not had one person. I've had people who received the report, and because they're operating in the negative side of their giftedness, they didn't understand it. That's why I come free with the 101s for the people that are extremely new. For example, what's the opposite of being creative? So you either opposite in the positive or the negative, because we live in a world of duality. And so again, check out the website, man, so that way you guys can get to know who I am and what I'm about. So check out the website. Again, it's DiaKoniaReport.com, DiaKoniaReport.com. From now until the 15th, you get the 750-page document for free. When you enroll in, let me go to my main website. If you go to the main website, masterteacher33.com, I have my bread and butter that I've been doing for 30 plus years, the life management business system. So you get a complete business ecosystem. Most people make up the business because, as I said at the beginning, they don't know that they are a business. You already got a business. But most people start a business because they don't have, let's go back to where we started, they don't know the vision. They don't have a vision. So notice where that is located at on this circle. So this is 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So at 12 o'clock, if I want to know what is the vision, what is the mental picture that's in my head since birth, if I bring my family and friends on here, they'll tell you, since birth, that's been the mental picture in my head. I've always been what my family call bougie, meaning, let me get that out of the light, what I call royalty. 9 is the number of sophistication. It's also the number of humanitarianism, meaning I'm always for the underdog. But I like nice things. I drive a nice car. I live in a nice house because that's my vision. 99.99% of the people I see and I meet when they go through my program and I look at what they've been doing, it is the opposite of the vision. Now let's go back to the circle. That's vision, but notice it starts with the goal, the objective, the dream, your action, responsibility statement, your mission statement. Every business, if you want to go borrow money from a bank, you got to have a business report, a business plan. Most people make this up. They don't know that your business report is already written at birth. You was born with business inside of you. You can't start a business. You are a business. If you start a business, you making a big mistake. You buy somebody else's business, then you're violating universal spiritual law. The first book I wrote 30 plus years ago. Man, look at that handsome dude right there. Damn. So diligence, the ultimate secret to being rich. That's the biggest mistake that we all make. We're not diligent. And so when we get back to this goal, objective, dream, action, responsibility, mission. So mission is down here at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 at the bottom. So if I look at my circle, here's another picture of my circle. So as you can see, 3, 3, 6. I have 4 numbers in here, but really it's just 1, 2, 3. That's my mission in life. Creativity. That's why I've had 68 jobs. I started 23 business. I do more in a day than most people do in a week. I ain't trying to brag and blow smoke up nobody's butt. I can't even take, accountability for that. Meaning, it's a gift. It's just like if Shaquille O'Neal was walking around bragging because he's over 7 feet tall. What did he eat? What exercise routine did he do to become over? Like, I'm in San Antonio, Texas. We got Wimby now. So can Wimby do a class on how to be 7'4"? No, he can't. Wimby can't teach nobody how to be 7'4" because being 7'4" is a mother beep gift. The Bible says that your gift, not your personality, will make room for you and take you before kings. 99.99%. If you're not happy, if you're not having fun, if you're not making money, if you're not wealthy, healthy, wise, and in a great relationship, it's because you are not living your gift. You are out of order. You're not living your life according to your God-given design. If you don't have this circle, then you're in trouble. Because without this circle, now if you just want this circle, $20. I'll create the life management circle for you. Just for if you like say, oh, I don't need all that stuff, Doc. I don't want the program. I don't want blah, blah, blah. No problem. $20, $19.95. I'll create the life optimization circle for you. That way you match up, and I'll include the business aspect of it as well. That just simply means goal, objective statement. So you can write your whole business plan, which I do that as well. Goal, objective, dream, action statement, responsibility statement, mission statement, operating statement, how the business can operate, your marketing statement or your competitive advantage. Then we got your purpose. So this is purpose, not this. Notice where purpose is located at. Notice where purpose is located. So based upon this, what's my purpose? So if you go back to my circle, you can see my purpose. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 3. Notice the number of 3s you got. Creativity. That's why I used to always get in trouble in school. That's why I had so many jobs. I'm very creative is another word for imaginative. Another word for, now you can think about the definition of the word created, the ability to create. That's why I can't work for somebody else. That's why I've been self-employed for the last 30 years. That's why when I was in the Marines, I had to get out. I went in law enforcement, I had to get out. I was a federal, what they call a FPO, federal police officer, I had to get out. Went into corrections, supermax prison, making good money, had to get out. Why? I can't take orders from somebody else because they stifle my freedom, which is my creativity. So when you're not living your life according to your design, you cannot shine. After purpose, values. I have values that was given to my mouth. Do you know what I value more than anything? Since birth. Go back to my circle. Where's it at? This is my value statement. Since birth. Go back to my circle. Where's it at? This is my value statement. So when I did, nothing matters to me other than, another word for the number 5 is, it says unlimited talent. That's a good word because again, jack of all trades, master of none. Meaning I'm good at a lot of different things. Then we got the foundational statement and the vision statement. That's awesome. However, I got to give you a couple of additional keys to the kingdom. It's extremely important. I have this, should I put up my, no, that takes too much time to put it up on the internet. One of the things is the ability to be able to really define, whoever makes the definitions of the words, Hebrews 11:3, the world was framed by the word. So in the beginning, John, was it 10:10, in the beginning was the word. The word was with God, the word was God. The word became flesh, so the word of men. So words create worlds. Worlds, W-H-I-R-L-S, not W-O. Well, in addition to W-O. So chakras, worlds, circles, chakras, kirkas, words create worlds. So I had to redefine words. So to fit my purpose, what do I mean? The number 5 is talked about purpose, we talked about destiny, we talked about diakonia. We're talking about over and understanding what makes you tick. So that way you have meaning. So when you wake up every morning, you jump out of bed like a kid on Christmas Day. And remember, I've been doing this for a long time. So my value statement, which is where I was going with this, is the number 5. So what am I willing to die for? The number 5. What is the number 5? Boom. So I don't know if you can read that. I know it's backwards. So 5 is turquoise. It represents what? Freedom. Man, if you try to take my freedom, we're going to have a problem. So what if you don't know that? That's why I had 68 jobs. I didn't understand. Man, I was diagnosed with bipolar disorder. I was diagnosed with used to be called arrested development disorder. Now it's called dissociative identity disorder. I was diagnosed with schizophrenia. So I was diagnosed because, man, I was an angry young dude. I didn't understand, man, in my first marriage, and man, it was not good because I couldn't figure this out. That's why I created the life management system. I couldn't figure out how to wake up every morning, regardless of how much money I had in the bank, regardless if I went to the doctor and he gave me a negative report. I couldn't figure out, like in the Matrix, how you got that feeling something's off, something's missing, something's wrong, but you couldn't figure out how to solve it. So I had to figure it out. There was no system. So module number 1 is what I call current habit pattern. Module number 2 is what I call life sustaining pattern. Module number 3 is what I call cladonomics. I coined that word. I wrote the book. Just Google it. Cladonomics. It's the word klados, which is the Greek word. Klados means, again, your lot, your share, your destiny. Nomics are nomos, which represents, again, numbers. So cladonomics. So it's the numbers that brings about clarity. So you live your life according to numbers. It's paced by numbers. Because why? In the Bible, there's a book of numbers. This world is controlled by math, music, and language. The 3 immutable laws. Now, people call them different things, but at the end of the day, it's math, music, and language. We live in a mathematical world. We live in a world that's based upon zeros and ones. Now they got quantum, so we got qubits now. So now we got the space in between zeros and ones. Now we got quarks, quinons, and muons. Before we had something called Adam or Adamu or atoms. So we had a proton, we had a neutron, we had an electron. So now we're going beneath protons, neutrons, and electrons, which gets me into, and let me wrap it up with this. Once again, the Life Management System is on sale now until December the 15th. Sells for $999. On sale for $299. People say, "Doc, that's a lot of money." Comes with 50 books. Now, again, let me flip back over my screen so I can figure out how to do it again. Let's see. What did I do? What did I do? There we go. Flip screen. All right. So let's wrap this up, man. I know y'all got things to do. Y'all got places to go. Y'all got people to see. Y'all ain't got time to be hanging out with me all night. Got off my screen, looks a little fuzzy. So, in conclusion, hey, there we go. That looks a little better. Life Management System. This is my bread and butter, man. I've changed it over the years as information updates or we get more clarity. 7 modules, 50 books that I've written, 365 audio lectures that I've done. I had a blog talk radio channel with 25,000 hours of content that they deleted. Back in the day, I had a YouTube channel that was deleted for violating medical, I don't know how, but violating medical standards and terminology. Y'all ready? Violating medical stuff. So it was deleted. So that's the wife, y'all. Say hi, honey.
Hi.
What you got?
Nah, it's not gonna make it.
Oh, so just me and you? Date night?
What? You want?
Oh, you just gonna wait?
I'm just gonna wait. But we can go to like Wendy's or something. Let's pick up something. Since we thought we was going anyway.
Hey, that a plan. I'm wrapping this up. I got another second too.
Okay.
So, all right, I definitely got to go to. The wife invite me out for date night. Ooh wee, I might get lucky tonight. Okay, I'm just playing. So, Life Management System, again, like I said at the beginning, man, I like to have fun, joke around. I'm not one of them stiff neck, all you guys are all proper and stuff. I get people say, "Hey man, you're a doctor, and man, you be like, you don't act like one." Life's too short, homie. I have fun every day, all day, 24/7, 365. Back to the script. Life Management System, 50 books, 365 1-hour lectures, 750-page document, or Diakonia report, I should say, and then 1-hour coaching to go over and answer any questions that you may have. And inside, again, just go to the website, man, masterteacher33.com, masterteacher33.com, and just click on where it says Life Management System. And it breaks it down, goes into detail about everything that's included inside of this system that I stumbled upon by the grace and mercy of God, because I had to figure out how and why I was self-destructing. Module 1, we identify what I call the current habit pattern. Everybody has one. Most people, there we go, just haven't identified it. All I do is I identify your current habit pattern. And it's really, well, I can say real easy, but for me it's real easy because number 1, I've been doing it for 30 years, and number 2, I use numerology. Once we identify where you at, then we gotta do a switcheroo. That's called the life sustaining pattern. Or you can see that in module number 2, life sustaining pattern. And then we go down to module number 3. Well, that's when we do the old switcheroo, behavior modification. There's the books that come with that, behavior modification. And then we do module number 4, which is, 30 steps in 30 days. We go through how to make money. Then one of my favorite topics is still-centered nutrition. We give you guys, I was a personal trainer way back in the day. I'm talking way back in the day. It seemed like another lifetime doing my personal training days. Then we break down theocentric nutrition. That's the health component. Then we got a wisdom component. And then last but not least, we have a relationship or family. And so we break down and we get into the 4 major components of being wealthy, healthy, wise, and being in a great relationship with yourself, with your God, and with others. And brothers and sisters, that's it. That's the intro into who I am and what I do. I'll be doing more lives now that I'm kind of getting a feel for this. You know, here and there. So stay tuned. Now I just got to try to figure out how to turn this thing off. I know that there got to be a end button somewhere on this thing. Let's see. I know that there's an end button. So, also, don't forget, everybody that listened or tuned in, you can pick up a free book, again, by yours truly, by simply emailing me at drwillrogers33@gmail.com, drwillrogers33@gmail.com. I'm looking at my links here to see how to turn this thing out. drwillrogers33@gmail.com, so that way I can send you out. You know what? Actually, I'll let you pick the book. You can go to my website, masterteacher33.com, as I'm figuring out how to end this thing. You can go to my website at masterteacher33.com. Go to my website, masterteacher33.com. Go scroll down to where it says products and services and pick out any one of my single books, because a lot of them are part of a course. But any of my single books, you can pick out and I will send it to you for free. That's just for people who listen to the live and people who stuck around. All right, I'm going to figure out how to how to end this thing. And we'll see everybody mañana or later on. God bless.